Okay, you guys know I have spoken sort of mixed results about these boots. Now, today is going to be a very special day because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to purchase the pair of 8.5 US in this pair of boots and do everything I possibly can to break them in as perfectly as possible. And I'm gonna bring you along for the journey. Oh my goodness, it's a wet one. Okay, time to head to the soccer store and see what I can pick up. There it is. Thank you. Yo, check this out. Thanks to Soccer World in Rochester, Detroit. Very, very fun experience buying boots. All right, guys, so this is the one that I'm going to get in the 8.5, and then I'm also gonna get another pair of boots, which you guys will see in a review coming up very soon. Special thing about this shop is it's been in business for 37 years, and they've survived obviously the depression and some of the market downturns, and also some of the stuff that's recently been going on with the lockdowns and everything, which is super, super cool. So go check it out if you're here in Rochester, Michigan. It is an awesome shop. They've got so much stuff, and it is just an absolute footballer's dream here. So come check it out. All right, let's get home and I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do with these boots. So I've also special ordered another pair that they didn't have in my size here. They will be coming out, I think, a week after this video, so definitely look for those. I'll give you a hint. It's a new speed boot. All right, time to get inside and show you guys what these boots actually look like. All right, so I wanted to give you guys a quick look at what these look like before we jump into them, but oh my goodness. Okay, so the whole goal with this experiment is basically to see if I can do all of the hot water tricks and everything to get these 8.5 boots fitting really well. So the backstory to this is I actually tried these on the other day while I was in the soccer shop with my wife, who bought a pair of X Speedflow 0.1s in that beautiful blue colorway, and I tried on the 8.5 just to see, because obviously, as you saw from the previous boot review with the 9 US in the AG variant, it is about a quarter size to a full size long. When I tried on the 8, I was actually really shocked that they fit me almost perfectly in the length, but the width was just maybe a little bit too tight. So the goal in this video is to discover if I can get these to fit perfectly and really get this width moving a little bit during the course of this try-on period. So I'm gonna beat the crap out of these, really try to get them as stretched as possible, and see if I can fit in the 8.5. All right, fam, so I figured we'd do not the typical unboxing video, but definitely a try-on feet video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try them on per usual with my favorite grip socks without the grip, which is from Zypher. There is a discount code in the description box below. And what that allows me to do is try them on without grip, so there's no weird like spots where the socks bunch up or where there's hot spots in the shoe. It's just like pure white socks. There's nothing BS about them. And so that'll give me the most realistic view of what they're gonna feel like without being broken in, so that I have a good idea of what they're gonna be like when they're broken in. And obviously you guys will be able to see that up close and personal. I actually have a training session this afternoon, so I might use these boots for that session, and we'll see how we go with that as well, which is really exciting. Okay, here we go. Okay, so immediately, like, super, super tight, but my toe is perfect length, which is awesome. Perfect length on my toe, which I'm very excited about. It means that usually I can get the width to kind of sort itself out, which is awesome. There you go. Length is perfect. Width is definitely a bit tight, but not something that I'm worried about stretching out in the next little while. So there you go. That's what they look like on feet. I'll get them laced up for you guys as well, and then we'll talk about them just a little bit before we get into sort of the breaking in portion of the video. Very nice. Okay, so here they are on feet. This is what they look like. Very, very sweet looking boots. I actually really like this color. As I said before, I'm not usually an orange guy. I said that in the Puma Ultra, or Puma Future review, excuse me. And in that review, basically I described like, hey, not really into the orange color. These ones, I don't know whether it's the tint or what, I think these look kind of sick actually. So very comfortable, definitely really tight, and they actually fit, in my opinion, a lot better than the 9s, even though they are super, super tight. So I'm gonna throw these first in the hot water, see how they go, and then we'll try them on. I'll put them on barefoot, and then we'll go from there. So that's what they look like. We'll check in a bit. All right, gonna get these in the hot water as quickly as possible. Boom. I actually had to change of heart. I think I'm actually gonna put them in the sink and get the sink completely full of super, super hot water, and then I'll just dunk these in and leave them for like 2 or 3 minutes. Also, one thing I'm gonna do just to make sure that they don't get super effed up, if you know what I mean, is I am going to take out the insoles so that they're not like getting all mushy and gross. That way it's just the boot without the insole. Here we go. So they've currently been sitting in water now for about 2.5, 3 minutes, and they are definitely a lot softer. So I'm going to take them out, let them, oh my goodness. Okay, so they're really, this might actually work super, super well. I'm actually surprised at how well this worked. Yeah, these look super soft now. And it was only in the hot water for about 2 minutes. It's not boiling water, it's just like warm tap water essentially. So I'm gonna dry these off with a towel quick, and then put my foot in them and let them rest for like, I don't know, 10 minutes. You can see them steaming. Man. Yeah, those are really wet. That's okay, but that's the whole point. So they are very soft. We're gonna see if I can get these to fit my feet like a glove, because if I can, then I might have just found the best trick for this pair of boots that seems to be sort of hit or miss for people. Some people really like these, some people don't. You guys know that I reviewed them a couple times, and I was not very impressed. I even wore them for about half a season in Australia, and I, again, was not super impressed, but that is okay. Well, definitely hug my feet a lot more snug and like gloves, that is for sure. They are very wet on the inside, but that's the whole point. So there you go. Really soft, no hot spots. So already feeling like this might be a super, super cool option. Okay, it's a little bit, the laces, I probably should have taken the laces out, but that's okay. So again, tie them as tight as you can. Really get those laces tied so that they break in as wide as possible, as much as possible, and then we'll go from there. Oops. Probably don't have to double knot them, but that's okay. There you go. Stay tuned. Okay, so currently on about minute 5 of having them on my feet. And they are, I can definitely feel that they'll be really, really good once they break in, and they're actually gonna be much better than the 9 US, but they're still giving me a little bit of hot spots right on the outside here. So that's something to keep in mind. If you have super wide feet like I do here, there's definitely enough width in the sole plate there, but right down here is where I'm having the most hot spots right there. So that is something to keep in mind, but again, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I'm gonna keep doing this, and I assume we're only halfway through this video given how comfortable I want to make these, but just keep in mind that after 5 minutes and 1 hot water trick bath, basically, they're already feeling much better than they were when they first came out of the box. So positive things. No, I just want to. Okay, in here. Okay, so all right, so boots have now been sitting in the water. This is the 3rd time they've been sitting in the water. They are super, super, super soft right now. Here, I'll do this. You can zoom in. Super, super soft. They're gonna break in on the sides really easily. So what I'm gonna do is I've got the thickest socks that I can possibly find in my wardrobe, and I'm going to put them on with the boots without the insoles. So I'm actually gonna leave the insoles there, no insoles in there, and then we're gonna put them on while I play some video games and hang out and just relax a little bit. And that is going to be the move. I'm gonna try. When I got out of the shower, I put them on barefoot without the insoles, and they actually fit super well. They fit super snug to my foot. So there's definitely a good chance that these are gonna be a great pair of boots. I just have never felt like I needed to go through the entire process of doing the hot water trick like 7 times in a row, but that's what it is. So I'm gonna throw these on and then wait for about 30 minutes while they marinate on my feet, and we'll go from there. Here they go again. You think that's enough water? I want it to cover over here so it can really get soft. Okay, that's about it. We're gonna wait about 5 minutes, and I'm gonna put them on. All good things. These should be, oh God, these definitely should be soft enough now. One thing that does frustrate me a little bit about these boots is there is sometimes, you know, when I always complain about the space that's like, oh, let's see if we can go any wider. Nah, okay. The space right here in the ankle, especially when I move my feet like this, there's a space that comes up, and I'll get some B-roll footage of it, but there's a space that comes up right below my ankle, which I absolutely hate because it's just extra space where turf pellets, water, other stuff can actually get into my boots, and it makes it really uncomfortable. So that's one thing about the GTs that I don't like. There's just a lot of extra floppy, there's like almost too much material in the upper. It's very weird to describe. I know Josh from SR4U mentioned this as well in like the original video that I watched, whatever it was, a year and a half or 2 years ago now, of the original ones. And in the GT2s, it's the same issue where there's creasing and folding in areas of your foot where there doesn't need to be extra material, and there is. So kind of a weird thing, but just a small issue. I don't know if it'll be okay once I've fully broken in the boots. They're actually getting pretty good right now. But yeah, this is the spot that I'm talking about right here. So when I do that, extra bit of room. All right, fam, so a buddy of mine and I are out at the pitch. I have just left these in the water for, like the hot water, for about 15 minutes before I came out here. So very, very exciting. It's really bright outside. The sun is like right behind the camera. These paper towels that I've now thrown in here to dry them out a little bit are soaking wet, so that's lovely. And I'll show you. Look at that. So soft. So I do have to put the, let's see, I do have to put the insoles in them, but what you'll see as I'm talking is some footage over of me actually putting these boots on. Now, we are on day 3 of filming this review, so it's been now 3 days of sticking them in hot water in the evening time after training, and getting them all loosened up and then putting them on my feet and then basically sitting in them with my laces tied while I'm playing video games or doing extra work on the app or the YouTube channel or whatever. And so these have had quite a bit of time to loosen up and get much more pliable. So, and as you can see from the footage over, they do actually fit really well. Half a size down, I was really shocked, actually works super well for these boots, which I'm so thrilled about. So if you are interested in getting a pair of these, I might say go a half size down to achieve a fit that's super, super snug. Obviously it's taken me quite a few hours of wear-in time, of hot water trick, of putting stuff in the boots to stretch them out, all that stuff over the course of the last 3 or 4 days now in order to actually achieve like a really, really good fit. But now that we are there, it's pretty spectacular. So I'll kind of get some final thoughts after this training session, and you guys will see a bunch of footage from that in the next few clips, and then we'll go from there. I'll get some final thoughts when I get home on these GT2s. That's the hole I was talking about earlier in the video. It's so annoying, and I don't know why there's that extra space there, but there is. So I don't know if there's any avoiding it with this particular boot. I'm hoping that this summer when the new one comes out, they avoid that particular issue. I know a lot of people have had problems with it. Back home from the field test. So what are my final thoughts on this pair of football boots? Phantom GT2, half a size down, absolute beat to shit. I've basically, there you go. I've basically broken these in as much as humanly possible, and they fit really well lengthwise, but there's still a gap where my ankle is, and they still are just not quite right. And I'm really sad to say this, but damn it, Nike, do better. Honestly, I thought these were gonna be like an incredible boot when I go half size down, which again, the fit in the length was really, really good. It was really, really fantastic. But the width was okay. I'd say it was like a 7 out of 10, so like passable, but a little bit too thin for my liking. And then again, there's just some really weird places in this boot that aren't super, I don't know. They're just like, they're not super great, and they don't fit very well, and I'm just annoyed because I want the GTs to fit because I think they're a cool pair of football boots, and I really like the way they feel on feet with the ball. I think the touch on the ball is actually really good with these boots, and I'm just disappointed that they're not like fitting super correctly. But on a positive note, the new ones come out in 2-3 months. So hopefully these will be out the window. If you are interested in an 8.5 US in the Phantom GT2, let me know. I will sell them to you for not very much money because I've beat the hell out of these, at least hot water. They're perfectly clean and they're basically a brand new boot. They've just been in hot water and broken in a little bit. So if you are interested, 8.5 US, 7.5 UK, let me know. that's it for my video, guys. I thought this would be a really interesting video to make, and it actually was super interesting for me to, a long process for me to figure out over the course of the last several days, putting it in hot water. There's a lot of like recurring things that I did to the boots that you've already seen in the video that I didn't want to show over and over again because I thought it was kind of redundant, but yeah. So it's an interesting experiment. The hot water trick definitely works. It definitely does break in your football boots. It helps break them in much faster than they would sort of without the hot water trick. I don't know if I'd recommend it for boots that already fit your foot really well, but if there is a pair of football boots that are super tight that you think lengthwise fit you, but you just need a little extra width, hot water trick is probably the way to go, and it actually worked pretty well. So no complaints there. And yeah, guys, that's it for this sort of interesting review video on the Phantom GT2 in this really cool looking orange colorway. As you guys know, I'm not really usually an orange colorway type person, but hey, they're actually pretty good. So that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, go down in the link in the description to check out the Zypher socks. You get 10% off if you use the code BEAWESOME, or check it out in the link below. As always, be awesome, take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.